York County is so much more than just a stop for gas on I-80. 17 County is filled with unique individuals with unique stories just waiting to be told. Welcome to the 17 County Podcast with your host, Emily Perry.
This is 17 County Podcast. Thank you for tuning in for today's episode. Be sure to like, subscribe, and listen. This helps our podcast grow, and we thank you for your continued support. We would also like to take the time to thank our York County Development Corporation members, AgriProducts, Cornerstone Bank, Nebraska Public Power District, and Central Valley Ag. Without these great members, we wouldn't be able to focus on the growth and development of York County here at the YCDC. So thank you. Let's get to the podcast. Doreen Lopez is the JAG Coordinator at the York High School. She emphasizes the importance of meeting students where they're at while best preparing them for their future adventures. So thank you so much for taking the time to join me. I know that it is an incredibly busy time of the year, so thank you.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, it's the end of the school year, so a lot of emotions are happening right now with the students. Yeah. Yes. Today was the seniors' last day, so all my seniors were pretty much crying. I had them share some words of wisdom with the juniors. I have a few sophomores also, so they were just telling them okay, you should take this class for a semester, just in case if you don't do too well, and other personal struggles that they had, and they shared how they overcame it, how relationships they've had have really been helpful in those things. And so asking for help is also important. And so my students really, I think they feel comfortable with sharing in my class. So that's kind of how today looked.
Yeah, that's powerful though. Mm-hmm. I mean, students telling other students their own experiences has got to be good to hear.
Yeah, definitely. And I told them I was going to be here today, and they got all excited for me. So, it's been fun. So, just thank you for inviting me. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, okay. I feel like I have to ask before we get into everything. Mm-hmm. We're talking about you teaching, kind of. It's like a weird setup, but can you explain what you do and I guess what JAG is as a whole?
Yeah, so JAG stands for Jobs for America's Graduates, and so it's actually under United Way of the Midlands, and so it's really cool because people tend to think JAG is kind of its own entity, but it's really cool because we're under United Way, and they have also a lot of really great organizations. One other is 211, and that's a really huge organization to know about. And they've actually came into our classroom, talked to the students about all that they offer, the phone numbers, they can text them, all these cool things. So being a part of United Way of the Midlands is really cool. So
neat. Huh.
It is a 4-elective class, and so you can pretty much take it every year in high school. We actually just added a new program, so you can take it from freshman year all the way up to your senior year. And so my program is the 11-12 program, so I get to work with all the juniors and seniors. I have a few sophomores I made exceptions for, but luckily, again, next school year, we're going to have that new program. So the new specialist will be able to work with them, and then I'll be strictly juniors and seniors. So, it's really cool. It's really fun. The classroom, I try to start the school year with, what are some key words that they're going to leave with. And one of them is really safe space. I really want them to understand that my classroom is somewhere where they can share with each other, share with me, just come and, be who you really are. And I think that they really do take that seriously, and they understand that I do too. Mm-hmm. And so, today with the seniors, it being their last day, they talked about that and how they've enjoyed it being a safe place. So I love when, I get to hear them reflect and talk about it, and those key words come in. They say safe place. And another one is really push yourself out of your comfort zone. Mm-hmm. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. Yeah. My president says that every time she encourages the students to go try out and do something. So it's just awesome to, get to hear them also say those important key things that I really want their brains to hear every day, or, when they want to push themselves in something okay, be comfortable with being uncomfortable. This is my moment. This is it right now. So yeah, it's been really cool. It's really fun getting to be the specialist that is there and work with them. So yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Man, and knowing being uncomfortable isn't bad. It's not a bad thing.
It's not. And I mean, it's something that, like, when I was in high school, I couldn't do. The only place I could be uncomfortable was basketball. You'd find me at the court, like, every day. If I wasn't in class, I was probably there. And that was, like, the only place that I really felt the safest and most comfortable. I mean, I had a lot of great teachers, but I really just wanted to be there. And I love that I have students that are athletes or, are in one act or aren't as involved with, those type of things, but they tell me how they're excited to come to class and they're excited to come to school. And that's really, like, what I love to hear is them being excited to come to the building where they pretty much have to be,
right.
The majority of their year and the day. So it's just awesome to get to hear them say that and be a part of that reason, which I never would have thought that I would be teaching in high school. Like, I just remember leaving high school and be like, all right, done with that part.
That's it.
Yeah. But no, being back in the high school setting has been honestly something that I never would have expected, but I've loved every moment of it. The good, even sometimes the bad.
Yeah.
There are students that, they really do have hard lives, and coming to school is their escape from that. And so, when they come, part of the job is, being that support to them, being that safe space. And, when you have these students that tell you what's going on at home, it's a lot for you to carry yourself. Yeah. So, I have a really great team. My program manager, Kate, she really does a great job with checking in, seeing how she can provide support for us every month. We have one-on-ones, and then every week we have weekly meetings. And so that's that time for us to all kind of just give each other shout outs, but also, share those hard moments and kind of, be there for one another and see, how we can support each other through those hard times. So it's definitely rewarding, but man, sometimes those days, they can be rough.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Man. Well, okay, so obviously you talked about JAG a little bit, but what would you say, like, let's say a student is interested, what is the goal? Like, what are they trying to get out of the class?
Yeah, so JAG is, I tell people it's so much.
Yeah, fair.
But it really is like a exploration class of, what do you want to do after high school? What do you want that to look like? I completely understand if not everyone wants to go to college. I did go that route, but I get it's not for everyone. So we focus on, soon as you graduate, entering the workforce or going to college or even joining the military. I have guest speakers that come in, and I've had the Army, I've had the Marines, I have local employers that come into the classroom. We go on trips to different colleges. I try to take them on different colleges, different years. So if a student does want to take it another year, it's not the same colleges that we went to last year. So they really get that hands-on experience of what do I do? What do I even like?
Yeah.
That's also something that we talk about is what are your interests? What are your strengths and weaknesses? I think that's a key part of where to start is what do you like and what don't you? And I try to not take everyone on all these trips because one, that's a lot of students to watch over. But two, if you're not interested in that, then don't feel pressure to have to go. But if you're curious, then please do come. Or if you know for sure that's what you want to do. And in those opportunities, every employer we've gone to visit or every college, everyone's always been so welcoming and, really engaging with the students, giving, their business cards of please feel free to contact me. And, I take all that and I put them up somewhere in my class and I'm like, here's our contact if you want to, But even for my students that are nervous to do that for themselves, that's what I'm there for. I'm there to help them start that connection, encourage them through it, and some students, they have a job right now. And now that next step is, okay, what leadership positions do they have that you're interested in? And I've had a few students that became managers.
Oh, wow.
And just recently, one actually told me, this is a lot for me to do right now. I have to take a step back. And
Wow.
that's actually
That's
very,
big.
yeah, it's so like, yeah. It just literally happened this week. And I just remember thinking that is such a mature response.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
to know that, it's a great opportunity, but to know that, maybe this is too much on my plate right now, and be able to, say no. That's huge. I mean, I tell them so many times, like, I struggle with saying no sometimes, It's not something that you grow out of. It's not easy. And so, being able to advocate for yourself and your mental health and, say that you can't. I thought that was huge of her. So yeah, it's a lot of different things. Like I said, we talk about employment, we talk about college, getting that FAFSA turned in. What are scholarships out there? Do you need a reference? Do you need, letter of recommendation, stuff like that? So, I mean, if we're busy.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah, we really are, but it's so much fun. And we also tie in community service projects. And the past 2 years, because I've been there for 2 years, it's been for York Adopt Pet. And my students have just loved that part of the school year, which usually we'll do the second semester. And yeah, they reach out to local employers. They ask if they like to donate. You guys have also donated, which we've been so appreciative of. And yeah, this year they did a little bit different than last year. They reached out to local employers, asked for items from their website, and then on a Saturday we took everything that was donated and we went to York Adopt a Pet. And from 11 to 4, we were there, helping clean the kennels, walk the dogs, bathe the dogs.
Fun.
Yeah,
That's
and the
awesome.
cats, we had like the dog group and then we had the cat group. And so they're like, all right, we're going to do everything on this side. And then the other group did everything on the other side.
That's
so
awesome.
it was really fun to watch. I mean, it's a student-led class, and as their specialist, I'm there to guide them. But they pretty much get to choose what PBL they want to do. So that's our curriculum, you can say, is project-based learning. So we love to do things hands-on with them. And they also get the opportunity to choose what project they want to do. So like the first PBL we did was an intro to JAG, and they got to choose from 3 different options of what project they wanted to do. And through that one was kind of like a self-discovery. So they either had to find a fight song, a song that motivates them, and then they got to share it. If they wanted to play it in class, they could, and they got to kind of show their artistic skills and draw some cool stuff. Another option was if they wanted to kind of create their own license plate.
Ooh.
And of the state that they want to live in. You know how like
cool.
some states they have like those cool
Yeah, the
designs?
fun,
Yeah. So they got to do that also. And yeah, they get to choose how they want to learn. But, we do have competencies that we target every day. At the end of the school year, they've mastered 37 competencies, core competencies. So yeah, and JAG has been growing and improving so much. I mean, from when I first heard of it to now, and we have a big poster board with all the competencies that JAG provides. And once they've mastered it, we put a little graduation cap on it.
Oh, cool.
To show them, like, look, you guys mastered these. Yeah.
That's cool.
So it's really cool for them to also have that visual aid of, why am I doing this activity? Like, what's the purpose of walking over these little squeakers blindfolded and someone has to tell me what to do? Well, you may not see it, but you're working on communication skills. You're trusting that person.
Yeah.
It's just so much teamwork. And it's fun that they get to learn these things while, not having to write the notes down. It's like you're actually getting to
You're living
do it.
through it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's a lot, but it's so much fun. I really do enjoy every day. I go to class.
Yeah. Wow. That's so much. That seems like way too much to fit within like the school year.
I know. Should we consider being year round? No, I'm just kidding.
Right.
Just kidding. My students wouldn't like that.
Yeah, probably not. They might have some issues with that. So you talked about how JAG has really grown and really developed into a pretty big program throughout Nebraska.
Yeah.
How did you hear about it right at the beginning? Because you were in college, correct?
Yeah,
Or-
so I was working at the college, New York, and I was an enrollment counselor. So that kind of was my intro to working with high school students. I also coached the women's basketball team there under the head coach, and that was so much fun. I love getting to be on campus all day long. And one day I get a call I used to coach with him, Matt Fike, and I hadn't heard from him in a while. I mean, he'd come to our games, and so I'd see him. But I remember seeing my phone ring, and I'm like, oh, I wonder how he's doing. So, I answer, and I step out because I was at work.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, how you doing? And we catch up a bit, and he tells me, I have this job opening that I think you'd be really good for. And I'm like, oh, really?
Interesting.
And so, he kind of shared with me. He's like, yeah, it's called JAG. It's the position that I'm currently in. And he was like, I'm heading over to the middle school for something else. But, this is just a really great job, and I love what I do. And it's hard for me to leave, but, I kind of want to make sure that it's in the hands of someone that I think could do a great job. And so I'm like, oh, okay. I'm at work right now.
Yeah,
so
right.
Can we talk more about this a little bit later? And I mean, he was like, yes, I really want you to consider this. I really think you'll be really great at this. And he shared with me of how there are students that are English learners, and the majority of those students speak Spanish. And that is honestly what grabbed me is I speak Spanish. Wait a minute.
Hey.
I can help. And so that honestly was kind of that pivot in, okay, let me look more into this. And he sent me, the information, and then I sent my resume in, all that stuff. And I mean, I remember the day that I visited and they told me that I got the job. And yeah, it happened so quickly. It was literally 2 weeks before school started also.
Oh,
yeah.
Hurry up and learn, right?
Pretty much. Hurry up, learn what we do, and then apply it in a classroom in front of all these high school students that are going to be staring at you every day. Right. When you're used to sitting behind a cubicle.
Yeah, pretty much. Bit different.
Yeah. So, oh man, I mean, that's kind of that part of, being comfortable with being uncomfortable that I tell my students. I could not see myself standing in front of these 18 high school students every class and talk to them, and tell them, this is what we're doing today. All right, we're going to do this activity where you're going to be blindfolded or other things, and then go along with it. So, that was definitely something that pushed me out of my comfort zone, but I've loved every moment of it. And, just being able to kind of start those relationships, I think definitely is what has helped me be good, I guess.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, I don't like to toot my own horn.
No, please do.
But I really believe that, you have to start a relationship first with these students.
Yeah.
And that's been what has been so helpful. And my students that I had very first day, and then seeing them today, leave is like, man, you've seen JAG grow, and you've seen me grow. Yeah. And I've got to see you grow and mature. And there's this one student, he has just matured so much, and that he has made me cry before. Because seeing his growth is just that's the goal right there. As his specialist, as, someone who wants him to succeed. And he's so, focused on what he wants to do after he graduates. And so this year we were able to go to Offutt Air Force Base. He loved that. He's so interested in planes, interested in the Air Force. I mean, he was like a kid in a candy shop that day.
Doesn't that just make you
Yeah, and he was asking really good questions that they were like, hey, you know your stuff, huh? And he was like, yeah, I may read a bit here and there. And it's like, so you read for that, but for my class, you're not reading the stuff we got to read. Yeah, but no, it's so much fun to get to take them to the different places that they're interested in, because JAG also focuses on visiting employers that the students are interested in.
Right.
You know, if someone is interested in aviation, you know, I'm going to work and I'm going to, you know, reach out to different employers that focus on that. This year, I didn't really have that many students that were interested in healthcare, but I do have a few students that are incoming next year that are. So this summer, that's what I'm doing. You know, I'm putting together these trips, focusing on what I know of my students that are gonna be joining JAG, but also my returners, and you know, seeing how I can continue to challenge them.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
My name's Don Freeman II. I'm president and CEO of Agri Products in York, Nebraska. We are a manufacturer of quality equipment, grain handling, food storage, food service. And if you ever want to get a hold of us, you can get on our website or you can contact us at 402-362-5500. Thank you.
So you not only do you do all these events and try to help them grow through the curriculum that you're given, but you try to build different things around each student, right? That's so much.
Yes.
That's so much.
Yes. And I mean, you know, being a specialist, you do work year round, even when you're not, you know, face to face with students, you're still working remotely. But I'm telling you, like my manager, Kate, and the regional manager, Becca, like they're huge advocates for your mental health. And they understand that, you know, we all also need our own space and stuff like that. So they really kind of help us to recharge the summer. And they also have, you know, taken responsibilities of finding employers for us to contact and setting up our campus visits for us and all of that. So
that's awesome.
It's a lot of, you know, how can we help these students? But there's also a lot of support that we get. So it does balance it out and make it doable.
Yeah, right.
So that we truly are serving all of our students, but also not, you know, pulling our hair out.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
There's only so many hours in a day, but
I know.
yeah.
And they go by so quickly.
Oh, man.
I mean, we already have just 2 weeks left of school.
Yeah, this is crazy. It feels like it should still be the middle of winter, but whatever, it's fine. So very obviously, you're very passionate about what you do. What do you think drives that passion? What makes you like get out of bed and go to work every day?
I would definitely say there's that piece of the students that are learning English. You know, my parents came from Mexico. My dad was born in Mexico. My grandma was actually the first person in our family to come here.
Wow.
And, you know, she's talked to me about the challenges of learning English and the culture shock. And I see that with my students. And, you know, kind of going through that with them is a big part of that, of wanting to help them and, you know, teach them like, you know, things a little bit different here, but it's really also just giving these students a place to feel safe and truly be who they are. You know, we're in a small town, and I love the you know, slower pace that we have here.
Yeah.
Being from LA, it's like go, go, go. Like, you know, here they wave at you. In LA, it's
weird.
Not a wave that you get with someone's hand. You know?
Right.
So, like, I love the slow pace here that we have, or slower pace that we have here. And, you know, sometimes these students can kind of get so, like, focused on this is the entire world, this town. And there's not a lot of people like me here. Like, I don't fit in anywhere. And it's you just haven't found your people and your group yet. And my class, like I said, I have so many different students from different backgrounds. And that's just one place where I tell them, like, be who you are here. You know, be who you know, you feel comfortable. And we have, like, JAG Nebraska has provided us with yoga mats. So we have, like, Monday meditation. You know, we'll do some journaling. We'll do some activities. And then the last, like, 10 minutes of class, it'll be shut off the lights. We have these LED lights that JAG Nebraska also gifted the program. Cool. And so they get to pick what color. And I put soothing music on and I'll kind of just, talk to them, reflect on this weekend, what are some challenges you have lying ahead? What are you going to do to overcome them? Kind of also refocusing themselves for the week, re-energizing. And that's our Monday meditation that they look forward to. Sometimes when they're like, I know it's not Monday, but I'm so stressed. Can we kind of do that today?
Yeah.
I'll find out, I'll be like, okay, if today's a Friday, I'll be like, okay, it'll be frustration relief Friday. Yeah, we can do that. Or Wednesday, I was like, wait, what should I say for Wednesday? And then they're like, Wellness Wednesday. I'm like, yes. So,
awesome.
yeah, it's really, if we have certain things we got to get done, we get to them. But if they're really stressed out and, we take a vote on it and the majority of them are like, can we please have the meditation time? We definitely can.
Yeah.
So
their health and mental well-being still comes first.
Definitely. And my background's in psychology. So that's the degree that I got at York College, now the university, but back then it was York College. And so I definitely, I prioritize that in my classroom. And I think all those different things are kind of just, what motivate me and keep me going.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Let's say that I was a business and I was like, man, I really want to come and talk to these students, or I want you to come and tour my facility. How would they get a hold of you? How would they set that up?
So I'm at the high school.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm at the high school. They can always, come into the front office, but they can definitely contact me through my email. My email is dlopez@jagnebraska.org. So that's probably the easiest way to get a hold of me. I have so many emails. I have a personal one. I have a York University one because, like I said, I'm a coach there still too, and I also am I have one class left of my master's program. So I also still have to look at those announcements and shout outs that they have. And then I have the email at the high school and then the email for JAG Nebraska. But that'd probably be the best one to get a hold of me at. And then after that, I don't mind, calling them, texting them, whatever format is easier for them. I know email is professional, so I always give that one out. But if someone's like, oh, yeah, here's my number, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm calling you.
Sounds good. Easy enough. Yeah. What if I was like a student or a parent and I wanted to learn more about the class? How would I do that?
So we have a really great website, jagnebraska.org, and that website really gives a lot of information of what we do, but specifically to the York High School program, or specifically my program, because again, next year we'll have a second one. I would just say, they can contact me through my school email, which is the Doreen Lopez @yorkdukes.org. That one, the parents can get a hold of me. Their student can always come to my class. I'm in lab 2, so it'd be easy for them to find me. My door is always open. They can come in. We try to encourage students to bring a friend to JAG class sometimes. So, to promote JAG to the rest of the student body. However we can get more students to know about JAG, the better I think our program can be, the more that they know. And again, they get to join from actually 8th grade, because the new program is 8, 9, 10. So our new specialist, he'll actually be at the high school working with freshmen and sophomores, and then he'll be at the middle school also working with those 8th graders. So, even middle school students can join and
That's awesome.
Kind of develop their skills, do the exploratory piece of what we do, get more connected with the community through our community service project. So, there's so many different things that they can benefit from being in JAG and being in it multiple years.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's just, it's crazy because, I'm somewhat familiar because I've been involved in various different things, but it's crazy to hear about how much goes on when people aren't necessarily there. So, I know that you do a lot. I knew that. But hearing it all broken down is insane.
Yeah.
It's just, it's crazy.
And another really big, event that we go to that I look forward to is the Career Day, the Regional Career Day, because one, they get to put together the playlist,
Yes.
which that's super cool. Thank you for letting us do that.
It's fun.
They love that because then after the event, they actually listen to it in class.
Oh, I love that.
So
That's awesome.
when we do activities and all that, I'll put that on and they get to listen to it, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I put that song in there." So it's kind of cool, but yeah, that was another event that they really loved.
Good. I know that at least the year before last, so last year, whatever, we put a QR code up there because the previous year everyone was like, can I just get the link for that? Like, how do I get to the playlist? So
yeah, that was this year. I
people
saw
love
that,
it.
and I love that idea. I was like, ooh, I like that, Emily. I was like,
Yeah.
that
well,
was a
everyone
good
was
idea.
asking for it. And I'm like, it's a good playlist. So I understand. And it's somewhat clean. So that's very sometimes hard to find an entire playlist that's clean. So
we definitely, that was one of the things that we talked about. Last year you came in and you were able to help us with the rules, and it's so funny how you tell them, no bad words in it, it's a professional setting, guys. And then we'll hear some of the song selections and it's like, guys, come on. Not that one. But yes, I make a final review of looking through them, and then we get to play them. So I love that this year we had more students that incorporated Spanish songs.
yeah.
And so now when we play it, they'll like, I'll see them like chuckle over there in class, and they're like, haha, you picked that song. Something like that. But I love that those were the songs that were playing during lunch, because I was like, yes, everyone, enjoy the Spanish music.
And people were jamming out to them. They loved it. So I didn't have any complaints about the music.
Awesome.
Only compliments. But okay.
that.
So I think that it is about time to move on to hot potato.
Okay.
So the really fun questions. These should be relatively easy, but I guess we'll see. TV or books?
Ooh, TV.
Yeah.
The Office. I love
I
The
was gonna
Office.
say, do you have a favorite?
Love it.
That's
just
a common
heard-
one.
Yeah, I just heard that there's like a trivia like a place where they do trivia, and this week they did The Office. I'm like, oh my goodness, I
Ooh,
should've
that would have been
there.
fun.
I love The
You would
Office.
have won,
Yes.
hands down.
Would have.
Okay, so fruits or vegetables?
Vegetables.
Really? I like
I love
anything
corn.
sweet. Oh, okay. You're in the perfect place for that.
I know, right?
Good sweet corn, yeah.
No, oh man, when Ryan will sometimes like make corn and he grills it, oh my goodness,
it's
it
the
is so good.
best,
Yes,
yeah.
and there's that kind of by like Walgreens, they sell the corn there. Oh my goodness, they do it
Yes.
so well. So yeah, we always look forward to that. So corn is probably my favorite, and then broccoli is my
And
second
broccoli,
favorite.
okay. Fair.
I
You
grew
make
up
me
eating
hungry.
vegetables. We used to have soups, caldos. So you put like a bunch of different vegetables in it. So yeah,
Yum.
you eat soup
sounds good.
during the winter, but also during the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah. I might have to get the recipe from you because yum.
Yeah.
Mountains or ocean?
Mountains, which is so crazy because I'm from LA, so it's like the ocean's right there.
Yeah.
But I love when we used to drive up the mountains and then you could just like look down. I'm like afraid of heights, but I also love heights. It's like I get that feeling in my stomach when I look down, and I hate it. But then like,
But you kind of love it.
yeah, I know I'm weird like that.
I love it. Email or phone call?
Phone call.
That was a quick response.
Yeah.
Solid answer.
I like talking to people.
Yeah, fair. Fair enough. But rain or snow?
Rain.
Same. I
Rain.
agree. I hate the cold. Pop or Gatorade?
Pop.
Yeah, not a
Right.
Gatorade person.
No, high school I was. I used to put it in like my freezer and then let it be a slushie. Loved it for practice, right after practice, be perfect. But no, Mountain Dew is kind of my go-to, and
There you go.
I gotta have it.
Gotta have it. Savory or spicy?
Savory.
I think I agree with that too.
Which is like, my family would be like, oh, come on, Doreen.
So disappointed.
Yeah, but I love savory more than spicy.
Okay, fair enough. Pen or pencil?
Pen.
Yeah.
Don't make no mistakes.
I was like, wow, that was very confident.
No, I mean, I don't know. I love the certain pens too.
When you find just the right one that writes perfect. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, I can agree. I was gonna say
If I don't
pencil,
have
but
it. No, if I don't have that pen, then I'm like, I don't want to write anything today.
I'll just remember it all. It'll be fine. Okay. Well, I guess, do we have any parting words of wisdom for people?
Ooh, I mean, I just really, think about the students, and I guess parting words for them is, this is like something that my student said today. You don't have to have it all figured out. Mm-hmm. And I know that's easier said than done, especially when you have these voices telling you, what are you going to do? Oh, you're not good for that. You got to find something else. Different things like that. It can really make it hard to push all that to the side, and that with, that cloud that's kind of hovering over you. But I mean, I may be biased, but honestly, JAG is for you. Like, if you don't know what you want to do, or if you do know and you need connections, like, come talk with me. Like, we really can, get you connected with someone. And high school, there's a lot of ups and downs in it. And, being able to have a place where you can come and be safe, and even, come and grab a water bottle or a snack box, something from the snack box, because JAG Nebraska provides snacks also to students. Awesome. They provide healthier options. There's always a place for you. So come by. I love that it's growing and more school districts are offering it. And I just know that the training that specialists are going to get is just going to be so beneficial for the students. So check out JAG, learn more about it, come talk with me. High school, you can really find a group to connect with and grow with, and I think that could be the JAG classroom for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you once again for taking the time to chat, and thank you for everything that you do for the students, because having a safe space is really important and not something that everyone has. So.
Yeah, no, thank you so much, Emily.
In closing, we would like to once again take the time to thank our members, the people that help us drive change. We would like to thank York State Bank, Henderson State Bank, York General, Meade Lumber Company Incorporated, and York News Times. And thank you, our listeners, for tuning in. Catch you next time.